And we're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 13, episode 11. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel. If you have not already, leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's episode of the Cloud9 podcast, we will be going over the second League of Legends 2024 World Championship semifinal matchup. T1 ending GenG's World's run, Faker clapping Chovy, and we will be previewing the 2024 League of Legends World Championship Finals. Dread it, run from it. Faker still arrives. All roads lead back to Faker internationally, except domestically at the moment still. But all roads still lead back to Faker. God damn, is this guy just at his damn old age still just beating people? It's insane. It's insane. So, after watching today's games, I was like, you know what? There's a bridge right here. I could jump off this right now, and there's an oncoming truck. And if I land in a certain way, I could basically hit the windshield, you know? Or I told Chaz before we started the show, there's the nearest bridge, and do you have a rope? And he was like, nope. I was like, man, I got to go to Home Depot to buy a rope and then go on the bridge, because damn, was this one of those series where you lose it and you're just like, man, that just fucking stings. Like, god damn. But joining me here in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast to talk about T1 making, I forgot how many consecutive World Finals Faker's at this point. Mr. Blanks, what's up, man? How are you doing?
This is his third straight World Final.
This man is about to potentially win his 5th World Championship. Had not dropped that game against DRX, he'd have won 3 World Championships in a row.
Think about it. This could have been his 4th if he beat Dan Juan in 2021.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
That's why I was like,
I definitely think they could have beaten EDG if they had made the finals, because to be fair, that right there was a pretty, like, whoever won that was going to win it, obviously, in my opinion. Man, Faker about to win his 5th World Championship. It took him forever to win the 4th. Now he's about to win the 5th one a year later? That's crazy.
Hey, man, he's the Kobe Bryant of league. Not Michael, but Kobe. And Kobe's still great.
Just dread it. Run from it. Faker is still here.
I told you, man.
Why didn't you send me that rope I was talking about on fucking Facebook? I'm like, give me the rope, man. Can I just end this shit? Give me a rope. I'll tie that shit to the rail and jump.
Chovy could have Korea, but when it comes to world, that's Faker. Even last year in Korea, it was like,
last year in Korea, he
remember people said, T1 didn't beat any team good this year. This year they beat GenG. What you hear gonna say now? IW dominate, you bitch ass nigga. What up?
Why are you hating on Christian Rivera? I will dominate, formerly of Team Liquid.
Because he a bitch ass nigga for hating on. T1 ain't never this. Where your team at?
Because he's a Seahawks fan. God.
He a Seahawks fan?
Yeah. He's a Dolphins. Or no, he's a Dolphins fan. Sorry, he's a
Dolphins fan. He a Dolphins fan?
He's
Fuck
Dolphins
that
fan,
nigga. Yeah. Them niggas ain't won the championship since 73. Them niggas is garbage. Nigga, you garbage. Talk about,
why would you ever admit you're a Dolphins fan? Why?
Yeah,
don't ever admit that. That sounds like an L.
If you say you were a Dolphins fan with Damon Reynolds playing, yes. Nigga, that nigga been retired since 99, nigga. 2000.
God, man. WT says, where's James, my white? Oh, it's James's birthday today. So James is 28 now. He's probably just out celebrating with his family. It's probably why, it's his birthday. I got him the birthday present I'm getting him. I have to get it this week when I get paid. So he already knows.
28 or 29, because he's a year younger than you, right?
Yeah, he's 28. Yeah.
No. What year were you born in? 95?
94.
No, he's 29 then.
He's 29 now? How old is that guy?
You're
right. He is 29 because I'll be 30 in December.
Yeah.
He's old. What do we got to do with James, man? He's like our old sugar daddy. We just get on the show every once in a while.
Let's get him with the black woman.
Okay, let's not. about to lose all his money. You know that, right?
It's either that or get him with a crazy Mexican. And I think that's worse.
You have a better chance of fucking merging heaven and earth than that happening. Holy fucking shit. Like, guys, after GenG lost today, I was sitting there thinking, like, damn. Like,
I saw MSK's message, and I didn't even think I was like, no, don't tell me T1 won. And then
wouldn't it be good news for you?
I mean, no matter what, I win because BLG's my team. T1's my team.
I hate it. I hate it here. Like, the fact that, okay, so they were playing that Worlds rebroadcast stream. They do. And they played, and I knew something was up in the water. They were cursing me. They played the GenG versus EDG series in the semis at Worlds 2021. That still to this day is the closest they've ever gotten to a finals. And that roster back then was Rascal, who you know is some boosted, giga boosted trash. Fucking, you had Clid. What was it, Clid? Yeah, you had Clid and BDD, and then you also had Ruler, and you had Life. That was their roster. And that roster was one game away from finals, actually. It could have been potentially a Damwon GenG finals that year. But to be fair, that is the year that they also, had to go through Cloud9 in the quarters, and that was an easy 3-0 for them. So their hard opponent came in the semifinals. Yeah. And then after, so for GenG, if you don't know, they were Samsung Galaxy. They got bought by who was at the time called KSV. So they were KSV for spring, and they rebranded to GenG since the LCK 2018 summer split. First year they go to Worlds with GenG. They bomb out of groups. They go like 1-5. I'm not kidding. They straight up go 1-5. And then 2019 they don't go. 2020 they go. They end up topping the group, but they get 3-0'd by the super team of G2 Esports, which that was the team that could contest him. That one I don't go like.
That was the last good year of
just the West in general. Well, that was just G2. Like
I think 2020, if didn't happen, I think Cloud9 could have had a run for the money.
Like for me, when you look at both those rosters, it was very believable G2 could beat them. They had a weird, slow play style that only worked in Korea at the time. So G2's like more faster or aggressive play style would definitely beat them. So 2020, bomb out of quarters, top 8, 3-0. Not even win a game. None of the games were close, which is crazy to think about how crazy that G2 game series was. 2021, they topped. You remember it was that 1 year where Jensen and Santorin Worlds, where everyone beat each other in the group stage so much they had to play like 4 tiebreakers. So in this group, everyone beat each other so much they had to play a 3-way tiebreaker to get out. But GenG ended up coming out on first. They get Cloud9. They 3-0 Cloud9. They go 3-2 against EDG. That was the closest time they've gone to the finals. They were 1 game off from finals. 2022, they went, right? Yeah, that was the Chovy, Ruler, Lehen's roster where Chovy first won the LCK, and then they lost to who they played in quarters. They played Damwon in quarters. Remember, they were very close to losing Damwon in that quarters final matchup. They went 3-2 there, and then in semis they got blown up by DRX. And keep in mind that DRX roster that won Worlds that year, GenG had a similar track record against them as they do with T1. Beat them all the times they matched every single time. And then they lost to DRX. In the match that mattered the most, they lost to DRX 3-1. 3-1. 2023.
Damn, that sounds familiar, right?
Too soon?
That sounds familiar.
God, man. And arguably, they had just about as bad performance as they had in that series as this one. But I was just the same, for being honest here. Look, there was more life in them in this series with Keen's final play, which we're going to talk about in just a minute here. So then, Worlds 2023... They get top 8. They play a 5-game series against BLG. And I'll be honest here, BLG probably could just 3-0 them. I don't know how that series got to 5 games. They honestly should have just lost 3-0 to them. But it got to 5 games. They lost to BLG 3-2 in the quarters. So now we don't even make semis anymore for GenG. Now we're just losing in quarters now. Now we're just losing quarters, because reasons, right? We're just losing quarters consecutively now. And this year... 2024, they have a 5-game series against FlyQuest, and FlyQuest definitely. I've never said this about an NA team, but I will say about FlyQuest, and I do believe games 2, 4, and 5 they blew them out. But FlyQuest did do something with them. FlyQuest actually exposed GenG's weaknesses. I'm like, That's crazy.
And then
I will definitely give FlyQuest their props there. FlyQuest exposed GenG so hard, T1 were like, okay, that's just how we beat them now.
Yep, and then there were some people, I'm not gonna say whose name. Oh, if FlyQuest won, they could have beat T1. I'm like, yo, you and I was trolling the fuck out of Jay. I was like, Jay, get off FlyQuest nuts.
Like how you said no names being named, but he's like, I'm dropping the names.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. It was James that said that. I was like, oh, FlyQuest.
Okay, and now that that's happened, now since T1 beat GenG and FlyQuest almost beat GenG, does that mean that FlyQuest can beat T1 now? That's how the logic works.
Hey, man.
Busio versus Carrier, just one of the matchups of all time.
Busio says he wants to face Carrier. I was like...
Sniper said he wanted to face Zeus, bro. Like, Sniper, that requires you getting to the Swiss stage first, bro. You got to, progression. Let me talk about in that LeBron episode. Progression, boys. We got to get baby steps here.
Umpty says he wants to rematch with Owner. I was like, no, you don't.
Umpty, you better, bro. He has a fucking career after what he did at Worlds.
Umpty don't want that. APA.
Can you worry about if he has a paycheck coming in?
Yeah. APA talked about, oh man, I could take Faker. I was like,
he did a few games. He did, but this is when Faker was mega giga boosted in lane. Faker could barely play like Nasus earlier this year, as we saw.
But the reason why Faker wasn't scared because he knew that
he knows he can bounce back because Faker
No, he knew APA was going to find a way to fuck it up, and APA always finds a way to fuck it up.
Oh yeah. And then after the FlyQuest series, and hey, FlyQuest definitely exposed a lot of GenG's weaknesses, particularly with lane swaps and how to rotate around the map and effectively at given moments. T1 today. Honestly, if we're being completely honest here, this series kind of should have been a 3-0 if Coma didn't troll that second game draft. Like, every game was mostly T1 favored. Game 4, they made a comeback play. Keen made a play on Poppy, and then all of GenG just entered it away. It maybe could have got to 5 games if they had played that game, if they had played that last fight out properly. Potentially, the reason why I say that is because T1 were massively far ahead in that game at a various point where, like, if GenG messes up that comeback and T1 does their comeback, then it's over. It should have been a 3-0, for being honest here. Game 2 was just, it's the typical Coma, because Coma's the guy that drafted Lee Sin support for Carrier. Like, okay, Carrier, you can cook all you want, but Lee Sin support is too much cooking, buddy. That's a little too raw. That's a little too burnt there. Lee Sin support with Yasuo mid. That might have been the worst draft all year. That was dog shit.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, that we're gonna play the series, but it's just so disappointing.
I got both my pick'ems correct, man.
Oh, fuck off.
75% of people pick T1, 72% of people pick BLG.
Oh my pick'ems. Yeah, cause we'll preview finals in a moment here. Well, obviously, I chose GenG and BLG, so I went 1-1.
I went 2-0. You know how I do it. I chose T1 to win this whole motherfucking thing at the beginning. The fuck? Come on, son.
How much points do you have? I have 128.
Oh, I got 131.
Okay. So if I win, I'll be at like what? 178.
If I didn't miss on that Swiss stage, I would have had a lot more.
Legit totally forgot to lock in the Swiss stage.
Same here. Because it saw that I picked T1 and didn't even want to pick T1. I was like, you could have just picked T1 and just give me 7 troll picks. I was like,
oh yeah.
I was like, how the fuck you see me pick T1 to win World and then not even pick one of those to make top 8? I'm like, okay, this is bullshit.
Multi, what's up, buddy? So, where to even start in the series, man? Let's start with Lehens. Can we just put that guy in Brazil? After this performance, you got to go to Brazil, buddy. Better start learning Japanese over there.
I don't know what the fuck.
That performance today was ass on levels I've never. People say Chovy choked. Did you see Lehens play the games?
I don't think Chovy choked.
I think he just underperformed. Lehens, no one convinced me Lehens did not choke. That man was sitting there on Faker's nuts, just licking the ball. Fuck.
Okay, if I had to break down each one, I think King played
Narian 99. Oh, if you're new here, but it's not seeing you for the first time. T1 just turned into something new this international.
No, Chovy did. This is
I genuinely don't think he choked. I think he just underperformed.
No, I think this is one of those things
because he didn't play like himself, but it wasn't like he was making any like
he wasn't making any mistakes.
Plays.
He wasn't making a mistake. It's one of those
He's
things.
not good on Ari like Faker and Knight is.
Yeah.
He's not good on Wei or like imagine that. Chovy can play essentially everything except for Ari and Wei.
Yep.
And what does he get at both international tournaments? Ari and Wei. Mata, what do you? Oh, okay. Let's go over the fucking game so I can just get out of my misery here.
I think it was more of a coach gap. I'm not gonna lie.
I think everyone underperformed, man. For being honest here, like Lehens doesn't count. They were already playing 4v5, so we didn't have we didn't have 10 players. We had 9 because Lehens does not count for today. Yep. Keen essentially only played well in game 4. If we're being honest here,
yeah.
Kenyon was trying his ass off, but there's really nothing you can do if all your laners are not really doing anything. Like Pays did the best he could, but when you have Lehens choking on Faker's nuts, Faker's cock Faker's cock was shoved so far down Lehens' throat, his eyes rolled back like a slot machine. You can see Faker's dick into his esophagus. God damn. Man was just out there just running it hard as fuck. Like, I said this too. I think Lehens in isolation can be a good support player. You know, he's definitely had success in Korea. He was on that original Griffin roster with Chovy. He's not bad, but it feels like lately since he's been on GenG, the performances have been so up and down. I also personally feel like GenG should have never gotten rid of Delight. I still don't understand why they got rid of Delight. That was so much more of a better player, actually. And we've seen the dip in performance for Lehens, like kind of just mostly throughout after MSI, going into like EWC and then going into the summer split and going into obviously Worlds. I don't know if they, go off of, replacing Lehens in my opinion, but I think he should. He is definitely the weakest link on the team. People said Ruler could potentially come back, but we'll talk about that later, honestly. I don't know. I never holistically got behind the idea of getting rid of Delight, who I think had a great year in 2023. And as you saw, had a pretty decent year in 2024. For Lehens, I think he's just the better player, honestly. Pays can step up at various moments. He definitely has done it. But if he's ever like in a position where he's weaker than the other enemy ADC, his impact really isn't as good either. And we're going to start it here in just a moment. We'll go over the games. Pays and Canyon were the only ones that were in the same format as. Yeah. There's really nothing Pays can do. Like when your support is running it down that hard, what can you do? This man couldn't play anything. This man was missing Leona. What is it called? The E. Leona's E she does.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. It was awful watching this guy play. I think they lost most because of Lehens and Keen and Chovy underperforming. A lot of underperformances across the board on the roster today. Let me move this over for you guys. Let me have that on my separate tab. All right, so let's start the series off. Okay, so keep in mind, this is a flashback for GenG. You could tell the pressure got to them. They were like, we can't have this happen again. A team we've beaten domestically all year, beating us in a match, in a semifinals match at Worlds. It can't happen again, right? Especially not the same score line. Because that'd be crazy, right?
Yep.
Oh, boys. I don't even know. This is the game they clapped. Oh, Zeus brought out the fat man again. Zeus was like, Renekton, nah. I'll pick Gragas top. Cool. Gragas ran the whole game. So most of the games are stomps, if I'm being honest here. Most of the games are just absolute blowouts. They got to pick, push the advantage, got to pick, push the advantage. This game 2 draft is the worst. I don't even know what that is. That just looks like shit to me.
Yeah, what all that came from. That Kindred is like, dude, you play Kindred.
What is this obsession with flexing Maokai top? Korea, I love Korea League of Legends. Maokai top is not it. I'm sorry. It's not it. If Zeus can't even make Maokai top work, you might want to give it up. And keep in mind, GenG got all the OP picks in this game. Kaisa, Rel, Ari, Skarner, Jax, all of them. They got all of the power picks. And do you peg Carry as a Braum player? Come on, no. What are we doing here? Carry on Braum, that's so troll. That guy doesn't play Braum. Come on. That guy's trying to play like Thresh, Leona, Bard. All right, so game 3. This is game 3. Figure picked Akali. A lot of series of bad engages. They had no answers to Faker on Akali. Just so bad engages constantly. They were destroyed in the early game. They got destroyed in the mid game. They got destroyed in the late game. They couldn't team fight properly. The objective setups were bad. The team fight coordination was bad. The flanks were all bad. Nothing good from GenG at all. You can see Faker just rapping there. He's a little pump. He can pump out them bars. Just absolute awfulness out of GenG. I thought this was going to be a preview of like the finals, actually. Like this could have been like the finals to watch this year. No, it wasn't. It was actually just disappointing as hell. So, what about you, man?
Hey, it might be like last year. They 3-0 whoever they played in the quarters. They 3-1 whoever they played in the semis.
Like last year, remember? They 3-1 JDG.
Now we gotta figure out. Now we gotta figure out what the hell happens with BLG.
If we actually track T1's record throughout the tournament, they lost that first game to Top Esports. Then they beat Pain, they beat BLG, they beat G2 twice, so that's 4. They beat Top Esports.
They didn't beat Pain. They
annihilated them.
There was someone said, "Oh my God, Pain got 2 kills early," and then did nothing after. That was like Pain Gaming fans were like, "Oh my God, we're elite." It was like you were leading in kills, but you were still behind the gold.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then they beat
they beat BLG, Pain, G2 twice, so that's 4. And they beat Top Esports 3 games, so that's 4-0. So that's just undefeated, right? So that's what 7-1.
Because they lost. They dropped to the 0-1 bracket after losing the top, and then they beat. Oh my God! It was like, oh hey guys, we know you lost, but we're going to clear your pain. We're gonna give you Pain Gaming. I'm like,
and what the hell that rigged draw show works? They were gonna get Gamma guys. It wasn't gonna matter if they got Gamma or Pain. They were beating them anyway, So they had those 4 wins, 3 against Top, so that's 7-1. Then they beat GenG 3-1. So that means they're what? They're like 10-2 right now in match record. They're 10-2 right now. Damn, almost like that was their score last year when they won Worlds.
Too old to break G2, and I think they broke G2's soul.
They broke G2 so hard that they were like, roster changes, we can't do it. Oh, that was that kill right there meant to win for Faker. Oh, the fountain kill. He's like, Chovy, you can have domestically. World is where I conquer. God, man.
I don't do with this.
Kill me now.
Preview of what happened at the EWC. GenG was the predominantly favorite going in there.
It's crazy. They couldn't even face GenG and EWC. They lost day 1. GenG was like, we don't want to be here anyway. Let's just grief and troll game 1. Get the fuck out of here. And keep in mind, people said, well, last year, since GenG kind of won everything from Korea, how do you upgrade the roster? Guys, Lehens is over. There's no way he plays this bad and gets to stay. Absolutely no way. If he stays, God, he must have had some dirt on the CEO or something.
And then also with the late leaving, it's one. I think I don't know why they got rid of the late.
From what I heard, Lehens offers more of a shot calling presence. And if that's true, we sure didn't see it here. What was he shot calling L's?
The fucked up thing is, LEC is doing the same thing. Think about it. GenG won everything, didn't win anything, made their team relatively better / worse depending on how you look at it, and they end up doing the same thing. They're just LEC but better. Think about it. The best team, except LCK actually won the Worlds, and LEC hasn't gotten close to Worlds since 2019. It's think about it.
Naran says, what if Lehens was the factor behind their macro? I think that's a combination of him and Canyon. Because in this game, when Canyon picks Nidalee, people know when you play Nidalee, you have to blow up the game. It's just what Nidalee has to do. Otherwise, she's useless. Faker and Owner completely understood what Canyon was trying to do. Because Canyon was trying to invade the Skarner on a top side. He just got figured out. He got completely figured out.
He was running it on Maokai. I was like, you got a slow support. I mean...
Well, Maokai's just there for utility. He's just there to be just basically W alt bot.
But the issue is the way he's building Maokai was more health than armor.
What did he build? I don't know what he built. It didn't matter. The game was 4v5 anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever he was providing was.
And then he put Chovy on Tristana, who is like.
I don't mind the Tristana pick. I think that can work if what this comp's going to do. But if you're going to try that, Canyon doesn't need to be on Nidalee then.
I don't like Tristana into a Skarner of Varus.
Well, they need a constant DPS to cut down Skarner. Because if Ashe falls behind against Varus Pike, which is supposed to happen, then you have Tristana as a fallback. Plus, Tristana does very well into Ahri, given how slippery you are. But guys, you know how that. But the problem with that is none of that matters.
And then they had Kyria on Pike.
I think he's always just gonna see a Pike angle, no matter what it is. Every single game, there's a Pike angle for that guy. That guy is truly just one of the most gifted supported players I've ever seen. Maybe since he's playing with, because people say. Is it because he's just playing with Faker? Just watch him mechanically. He's very good. Come on, he was performing mechanically very well on other teams as well. Well, this was before he was ever on T1. So that's the question I need to pose here as well for T1. This is an interesting question now. World's Finals 2022, one game away from getting a trophy. They win 2023. Let's be completely honest here. They're most likely 95%. 95-5, probably, maybe, sort of gonna win next week.
Let him get his alt off, but it doesn't matter because he gets blown. I
want to ask you this: do they run the roster back again if they win this year's Worlds? Because the reason to run it back this year was for winning last year. Do you run this roster back again in 2024?
If you can't find anybody else to swap anybody,
I don't see why not. Just do it again. Yeah.
Because I think even if you lose, I'll run back because it's like at this point you realize winning LCK doesn't mean anything. Like what does winning LCK get you? Quarterfinals loss in Hollow Life, or you lose the semis like GenG's. It's like
it's really crazy that winning domestically in the best region in the world nets you nothing.
Doesn't mean shit. Think about it. Last time T1 won domestically, they lost in MSI finals.
Did they? Right.
2022
that is
spring.
True. They did. Yeah. That's the last year they won domestically. Yeah.
Think about it. They lost 2022 spring final, summer final. They get to world finals. They don't win nothing in 2023.
Are you saying the goal is to lose domestically to do better at Worlds now? That's what it's looking like.
It's one of those things where it's like sometimes winning your division doesn't matter as long as you get to the big tournament.
But do you also think that's underperformance on the other, like the teams that are doing better at that moment as well? Because it falls on the better teams at the moment time massive underperforming as well.
Yeah, because you winning the division or your region should mean you're the better team. Like FlyQuest showed us they were a better team. Once they got rid of Jet, they got better. It was like Team Liquor was lucky in this break. Like you can say, it was in a sense because it's one of those things where like you look at it like G2 was the best team in the LEC. Even when G2 was playing underperforming, it didn't matter because the other teams are so dog shit. Like, it has to, like, think about the LPL. BLG didn't look good at all. But what was the other team? What two teams could compete with BLG? Weibo and LG, and it will get 3-0.
It was mostly top throughout the entire year.
Oh, yeah, top. Yeah, top two.
Because every other, if we're being honest here, LPL was a 2-team region this year.
Until the summer,
where Weibo kind of maybe
Weibo
surprised.
Doesn't give a fuck about Spring. No, Weibo, I've seen the last 2 seasons. They're one of those teams that don't give a fuck about Spring. MSI means nothing to them. It's Worlds or bust. They always find a way to clutch up in Worlds. They always find a way. Cause I see that shit last year. I was like, what the fuck?
So this was the beginning of maybe sort of a game 5. T1 got outplayed in this team fight, right? Well, it started from this play where Kyria went in, got killed. Then it went to this team fight, and you're like, and this is why, like, I don't think there's ever going to be a Western team that could basically pull a game back from the brink of basically just straight up domination.
I think FlyQuest could do it. I feel like
Because that's what James is talking about. It's like, I was trying to bring up to my man. So right now, if T1 were in that position against FlyQuest, do FlyQuest, do what GenG just did right there and pull the game back for a potential comeback like they can. Do they have that clutch factor? Because it's not about if they can beat some of these teams, which is already hard to do in general. It's more like you don't have a clutch factor. It's that's all it boils down to. Playing like what you said about Faker. You have to play well at the moments that matter. You have to clutch it up.
I do believe that.
And Noran's right too. Yeah, you're right. They pulled out all their cards and they didn't win. Yeah, that's their deck. But their goal was proven. They exposed GenG. That was an ultimate goal. They wanted to win, but they did get something out of it.
I think once they went up 2-1, I think FlyQuest was still surprised that they won game 1, and then they won game 3.
I will give them credit. That was one of the best games in Western team has played against an Asian team in a while.
Because I'm not gonna lie. Once I saw FlyQuest go up 2-1, I was like, "Is FlyQuest gonna beat them?"
You're like, "Wait a minute. Are we living in Bizarro world?"
Because James like, I was like, no, nah.
I was like, I'll say, if you go back and watch, I've watched those games. I have. They got blown out in those games that they lost. It wasn't close.
Game five was closer than it should have been. It wasn't as big as game 2 or 4. Game 4 was a curve stop. That was like
game 4 was absolutely just a
game 4 was like Detroit tonight, where they beat, they scored 50 on one team.
Like that's kind of what I'm bringing up here is if none of the Western teams can do what we just saw GenG do, then they can't ever win because they don't have a clutch factor. Remember, guys, they almost made this a game 5 simply just based off of making 2 back-to-back miracle plays, a complete clutch factor. Yeah. T1 gets beat in this fight, they get a bear, you're like, game 5. T1 probably still wins it, but you get this final team fight right here. This is the one that everyone. Oh God, this is the one everyone's talking about.
I think the only Western team that could take T1 to 5 is G2, and I'm not gonna lie. I think G2 underperformed this world.
Okay, before we do that, we'll go with this last fight. Okay. So Keen gets the game-winning pick onto Faker. It's Faker. It's a game-winning pick on a Faker. So so Paige shoots with the arrow, stops Skarner. Great job. Lehens misses his ult because Lehens is trash. He's a choker. He's getting on his nuts for Faker because we just throw out our Maokai ult just retardedly, right?
I don't even think he's a choker. I just don't think he was ever good enough to perform at the level they needed him to.
So he gets the game-winning pick on a Faker. Poppy, W, E to the wall. Get up against that wall, Faker. Dick all in the ass. Guess what happens after this, people? Why are they focusing Skarner that much? The same way that happened to Peanut in that fucking FlyQuest game.
Yep.
Why? What is that? Why? Game-winning play from this guy. Okay, focus Faker like they did. Okay, cool. You know what you can do? Let's get some pressure on the map. Put Keen top lane. Start putting in some work on these waves. Pays. You said he flashed in. I don't think I saw that. No, he got caught. He saw the flash. He just got caught.
He got caught.
That's bad positioning, as I would say. He just had horrible positioning. What is that? Just horror. Oh God. They're one shot at winning this employee to 5 games. And they can't win a 5v4?
Boom. Oh hell no.
Lehens just wastes his ult. Pays retardedly flashed in after he was dead. He could have still lived. And thank God we have a Nidalee. Thank God for Nidalee. Cougar pussy, all in my mouth. Jungle.
The one champion that survived. It's like it don't even matter.
Oh God. And should Keen have done this? Yeah, nothing he did was wrong there. Of course, if you see Ari cut out, you do that. Of course you do.
The minute Lehens missed the ult is when I knew the game was over.
Look at what Lehens does. If he knows, if Keen's calling, hey, Rapipito, I flash in on Faker, I E-flash. Okay, Lehens, wait for your ult. Because the reason why Lehens needs to wait for his ult is because if the squishier carries come at them, they could just lock them up. Look, keep in mind, Gumayusi already uses Var's ult. He doesn't have his ult. This is a free fight for a game 5. They just misplay everything here. Okay, right here, just focus Faker. Cool? That's what you did. Good idea.
Do you think this was a choking moment by GenG in total, or did T1 just have the patience to just outplay them?
I think it was okay. I think the initial play is good, but it was desperation that they felt like they had to force for more after that was over. Because after they got Faker, it felt like they were just desperate to kill Owner. It's like, you don't have to do that. Just chunk him out.
I think GenG's was trying to end the game, and they tried their hardest.
They felt the pressure, and they were just desperate.
Because they knew if someone went wrong, that this game's over.
I just don't get why they focused him that much. What was Chovy's build? Because Skarner should have went down way easier than that. What is Chovy's build? Oh, buddy. What is that, dude?
That's not a bad build, but look at what Skarner's building.
He's got Heartskill, Randuin's Omen, and Spectral's Cal.
That crit damage they do is shit. If he procs that Omen,
yeah, he needs to build Mortal Reminder if you're gonna do that.
Yep,
I think he had it. I think he did.
He built LDR.
No, oh no.
Yeah, he built LDR. That's why I said that Omen wasn't that once
Mortal Reminder's on Pace. I know Pace has it. I see it right there.
I'm gonna tell you why Mortal Reminder on Ash doesn't do shit. You need us to stop him because of the bomb. That extra damage. Pace is good, but if Ash gets caught, Ash is gone. Like, Tristana could possibly get out of it. Ash is stuck right there. So, okay. Yep. And I'm not gonna lie, Maokai support did absolutely nothing in this game. It didn't support anything.
Is there no other support that they could play besides Maokai? What was on their draft for this game?
They could have played Lux. They could have played Braum. They could have played Nautilus.
Anything was better than Lehen's.
Anything with some kind of engage was better. Because Maokai has engage, but it's not a direct.
I mean, if you whip like that, like this man whipped a Maokai ult. That's like the easiest thing to land. You just throw it straight and it hits people.
You know what they should have done? They should have teased Nidalee with Maokai juggle. I think Maokai juggle would have been good. Carrying that juggle would have been good. And then Fist, I'm trying to see who's good with Ash. I would have said Ash Nautilus.
I don't know why Nautilus fell out of the meta. I have no clue why he fell out. It makes perfect sense for this comp, honestly.
It's one of those teams. There's only two supports I know that play Nautilus religiously. Mickey X and
people said, why did he pick Rel? Did you guys see Lehen's play Rel in this series? I wouldn't put that guy on anything. I think after he's ran it on Rel in 3 games, I think the 4th one you go like, okay, buddy, you're not allowed this pick anymore.
I would have just gave him Lux or I would have given him anything, really, honestly. Maokai.
Oh, I forgot. The lane dominance from them was already over, too. Lehen's blew his flash level 1. Yeah. They can't even dominate bot lane. Your Maokai's down flash level 1 against Varus Pike. You can't tell the waves.
But also, honestly, I've started seeing that's fake. But I look at it. Nidalee is one of those champions I'll think is.
Nidalee is what Mermails used to be. A supreme, really good glass cannon deck that if it goes off, it looks beautiful. But if it doesn't go off, it looks like trash. That's what Nidalee is.
Okay.
Nidalee's any glass cannon Yu-Gi-Oh deck you could think of. When it goes off, it looks beautiful. When it doesn't go off, it looks like shit.
It's pretty much now. What deck is the glass cannon Yu-Gi-Oh now? Because I know Pokemon is gouging fire. It goes off. It's
what is he doing right there?
Go off.
Like, look how he was trolling so hard in the series, man. It's disgusting to look at this. Of course, he was crying after the series. He played like such shit. Costed his team the entire series. God damn, he was bad. I've never seen someone choke that hard.
But I'm gonna put a lot of the blame. Like, depending on who chose these picks, I got this draft.
Mata's their coach. Mata's their head coach. So, Score. I thought Score. They should have kept Score as head coach, but they lost in top 8 last year. They were like, you know what? We just got to change some stuff. I don't think score was their problem last year.
You did all these changes to get moved one spot to semis, and you almost lose to FlyQuest. Jesus Christ!
They got exposed by FlyQuest. That's crazy to think about.
That's the fucked up thing about it. It was like, I was like.
Someone said, "Do you replace Keen?" I mean,
Keen ain't the one I'll replace. It's you gotta
replace. Well, Hens has to go right, like ASAP. You gotta get out.
He has to be the first person you replace. I've always said, if you're gonna replace somebody, you replace the one player you know you need to get rid of first.
Yeah,
that's
And keep in mind, the reason why Canyon's on GenG, he could make money. He could make much more money on another team. He took that pay downgrade to be here because he wanted to play with this group of players because he felt like this group of players had the best chances at winning Worlds or doing well internationally.
I think they did too. I think they just ran into Faker and his world buff. Honestly,
Yeah, like that Faker's world buff is not it's not a myth. Keep in mind, his world buff also includes never losing in quarters. Keep in mind how many world championships the guy's been at. He's never lost in quarters ever.
And the one time he could have was to Misfits Gaming.
Yeah, and they actually blew through that series.
Out of all the fucking teams that could have been faking in world and quarters, it was Misfits Gaming.
The roster was Alfari, Max Lore, Power of Evil, Hansama, and Ignar. What a roster!
I only know two of those people. No, I do know Power of Evil. I was like, what the? I saw that shit. I was like,
God, man.
How the fuck did T1 lose to this shit?
Oh, I know. I Will Dominate brought this point up. He said, well, because people brought up the point that they always beat the LPL teams, but Monty usually goes with the idea of like, but it's not the same team each time because guys in traditional sports, rivalries get built over the teams constantly playing in there and them being like big personalities that'll talk shit to each other, like like the big traditional rivalries, Lakers versus Celtics. Yankees versus Red Sox. Yeah, those are like the biggest known traditional rivalries. And yes, the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Lakers and the Celtics have had different squads throughout many years, but the rivalry is still intact. It doesn't matter if the roster's changed, the rivalry is still there. Like, you're not putting a Red Sox fan and a Yankees fan in the same room. It's just not happening. Sorry. The rivalry is still there. Now, the reason why it's even more impressive for T1 to have this with Faker is because not only is Faker the constant one beating the LPL teams, I want to really understand how this works. This is different T1 players each time. It's not the same T1 players every single year doing this to them. Whichever year you started watching T1, you can say 2015, Marin, Bangy, Bang and Wolf, 2016, Duke, Blank, Bangy, Bang and Wolf. We have different rosters doing this every single time. So it doesn't matter that it's not the same T1 roster. It doesn't matter. It's a different roster every single time, which makes it even more impressive they can do that. That means no consistent LPL team is beating them. It's not only impressive that Faker can keep doing it, T1 can constantly cycle out players to beat them. So I just don't agree with that rivalry sentiment. It's a rivalry. Rivalries make sports insanely much more fun to watch. Like C9 TSM was a big one back in the day for League. Obviously, the telecom war, I don't want to call that a rivalry anymore. T1's, as you can see, it's clearly better. At one point, it was somewhat of a rivalry.
I think T1's biggest rivalry, if not even in the LCK team, I think their biggest rivalry is G2.
Yeah, the G2 T1 rivalry, that's the thing. And yeah, the G2 T1 seems to have changed ever since they've faced each other. Yep. I don't think it doesn't matter to me that players change because that's going to happen in general. What's interesting about the rivalry is Faker is not only a constant part of T1, it's different, but it's different people constantly. Now they're not even losing to different people with the LPL. Now we're just losing to the same people every single time. So if the excuse was, we almost beat them when they had this roster. Guys, this roster's been the same for like 3 years.
Yeah,
when this T1 roster plays at their lowest, man, does it look like some wet cup of noodle at a fucking supermarket. It looks bad.
Yeah,
but
it looks bad.
If this team is ever on, I truly don't think there's anyone that's beating them, honestly. And keep in mind, guys, GenG's was supposed to win every other power rank to win, they've lost.
Yep.
Every year they've been power ranked to win, they've lost. I don't count 2021. They weren't power ranked to win that year.
This is why I say GenG doesn't need the pressure. GenG needs to be the third team.
But they were the second team this time around. They were the second team. They lost to Homo Life.
Yep. But see, that's even too much pressure because people still had them as the number 1 team.
People still counted them as a first seed when they,
You know why? Because no one looked at High Life and was like, oh, they're going to win the world. It was like, did High Life get lucky? It looked like they did get lucky. They got BLG.
Yeah, Peanut was talking about, I'm going to retire. Peanut, shut up. You ain't going nowhere. This is your entire life. Shut up, bitch. You go back and play League more. What's he going to do? What, Peanut? I'm tired. What are you going to do? What have you made? Shut up, Peanut. Go back to playing League. Peanut will be playing League next year, guys. Don't worry.
Yep.
Because some of these guys are like, well, I don't know what I'm doing for retire. You retire, you're nobody. You'll be a regular buttfuck nobody like we are if you retire.
Yep. There's only 3 people in the LCK right now. I think if they, if you don't include the T1 play, like I think if they retire, people will know who the fuck they are.
Oh yeah. Well, now we're gonna preview the finals. BLG T1. We made it here. And then there was only 2 teams left to round out the 2024 League of Legends season. BLG versus T1. Now, just like with GenG, like I said last week, BLG has beaten them in every best of 5 they've ever played. It was in Masai last year, Masai this year. Keep in mind, the times that T1 have beaten them have been in the best of 3s. T1 beat them in the best of 3 at Swiss stage. They beat them, obviously, at EWC earlier this year. They beat them once again in Swiss stage, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
You know? So T1 have won matches in smaller doses where BLG have won the bigger matches in the moments to move on into a tournament. So and the reason why I said BLG and T1 is going to be a little bit more competitive than the other 2 series is because BLG kind of plays the same style they do. It just depends on, do you think BLG can finally beat them in a best of 5 that gives them a tournament win? Every single time BLG's beaten them, it's not been the one to get them a finals win. It's gotten them just further in a tournament, obviously. We saw that Knight had a lot of problems with Faker earlier this year. Vice versa. We'll just go from top to bottom. Ben and Zeus, I think it's just even, honestly. You can just toss a coin with that. I think they're both very competitive. I think you give them either of their picks, they can definitely carry a game. Owner versus Zun, pretty much similar, for being honest here. I think both of them have played great at Worlds so far. Another coin toss. Faker versus Knight, another coin toss. I think Faker's really short of Faker's only issue going into Worlds was his laning phase that we talked about. That seemed to have gotten fixed. We're good with that now. Bot lane is where I think T1 has the only edge, and that is going to be the deciding factor for them winning the series. Gumayusi, I love Elkin on. I do. But Gumayusi and Carrier are just better, man. This is stronger of a bot lane. And we've seen that when Gumayusi and Carrier are just like what Elkin on were last year, they get a lead, they win the game. They know effectively what to do at the moments you need to win the game. I think this will be a 5-game series, but I think T1 wins at 3-2. I honestly think it's going to go the distance because BLG definitely has the style and aggressiveness to play them, to actually fight them consistently. I think Faker wins his 5th world championship.
I'm going T1 3-1. I think Elga On are going to be the difference. I think
BLG winning?
No, T1 winning.
They have Gumayusi and Carrier.
No, I'm saying BLG is going to be BLG is going to be the reason they win or lose. I mean, Elka On.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're going to be the reason if they win or lose. I feel like that's the weak point of BLG right now.
On is definitely not having the best tournament.
Zud is 50-50. He gets overhyped. Oh my god, he be doing some shit. He gets overhyped easily.
You can tell when he's spitting them hot bars and in the voice comms, he's rapping to Udi bombs or whatever the fuck he's saying.
Yep.
Man, it's just spitting hot fire.
You saw earlier today when Ben and Elk were watching and Elk was just yawning the whole fucking time.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Faker saw that shit. Faker saw that shit. Oh,
I mean, it would be pretty crazy if they won. Like BLG's also had some good success through 2023 and 2024 with this 4 core players. They got the upgrade from Yagao to Knight. Now they're at World's Finals this year. If they lose, it's also kind of bittersweet as well because this roster is not. Maybe that's sort of on playing not good this World. This roster is definitely talented, and are they going to run it back too? if BLG win, there's no way they're not like sticking with the same core. There's no way they're not.
Yep.
I think potentially we're gonna walk away from two teams that probably just run their rosters back for next year. And the only player change you could even argue is like maybe On gets swapped out for somebody else. That's like the only one that I could think of. But yeah, if Faker's gonna win 5 world titles, yeah, sure. I guess since GenG's, all my teams are out, boys.
Faker just guess wins. What? My top 2 teams that said we're gonna be in the finals. I was just bullshit. I said T1 was gonna make it. I thought it was gonna be T1 versus Weibo again. I was like, oh, okay, another 3-0. I was like, and then I saw Weibo play. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, nope, Weibo's trash. Okay, nope, never mind. I apologize for my what's the other records be? I apologize for my outburst. Yep, I was like, nope, I apologize. Weibo's trash. God damn, I was like, shit. I put a little too much stock into Weibo. I thought Weibo was going to be a little better. Oh shit. Holy shit. I'm not gonna lie, these semifinals were some bullshit. They were worse than last year's.
The playoffs of this year have been pretty bad, honestly. This year's playoffs were awful, honestly.
Our best series so far is GenG versus FlyQuest. He did a bitch. Oh my god, that shit was so that motherfucker loved to see. That motherfuckers believe it and they can win worlds. It was like, if FlyQuest beat GenG, I believe they could beat T1. I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad at you. I'm just I said in the chat before I got banned. You know, motherfuckers, FlyQuest is not winning, right?
Hey man, I guess that's the dream matchup now. FlyQuest versus T1. We got to see if they can do it at T1. No, they can't, guys. That's just wishful thinking. That wasn't gonna happen.
Even if it did happen, it would have been a 3-0.
I just don't think. I think FlyQuest is just so stylistically mismatched against T1. It's not even funny.
Like, the bot lane alone would be the gap. Like, and you know the fucked up thing about it is, whatever carrier picks game 1, Bucio's going to pick in game 2. Yeah. Because Bucio says, I watch LCK, mostly T1. He said that when he was on 100 seasons. I was like, that's why he picked Azir. You remember that time he picked Azir support? And we're like,
oh, did you see the Travis Gafford short where he asked the players if they watch anime or everything? Yeah, oh my god! As people know, Faker doesn't watch anything. He doesn't watch TV. He doesn't watch movies. All he knows is League 24/7.
Yep. That's why I be sick of him and Ben a robot. Did you see Ben in that
Ben's favorite movie we said was Shawshank Redemption.
I was like, nigga, you too fucking young for that. You too young for that. Nah, bro. That's disgusting.
Who showed him that movie?
Yo, did you see Ben standing in that interview on Saturday? The motherfucker looked like a damn robot. I was like,
he's actually just a straight up tank.
I was like, this nigga really is built like a fucking tank ass robot. What the fuck? He built like the Iron Giant. I was like, this motherfucker. I love Ben, but my guy, he looked like he's built like he should be a James Bond villain, like one of the henchmen. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Well, fuck. We will know who will win the 2024 League of Legends World Championship on Saturday. So that begs the question: when do we do the show? Then do we just do it on Saturday?
We can do it. Yeah, we can do it Saturday. Yeah, I do Saturday. Just make it a little early because I got a cup on that Sunday. But I might not even go to that cup. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. There's certain parts of New York I'm willing to go. I know Manhattan, I'll go for cups. Queens and Brooklyn 50-50 is one of those. It depends on the weather. Because it was raining the day I went to New York, and I was like, I only went because it was Manhattan. If it was Brooklyn or Queens, I don't go. I don't go when it's raining. That's a hell no. If we can do it early enough, like around 9 o'clock, I'll consider it. Yeah. If not, it'll probably be Sunday, but we'll probably do it Saturday.
Yeah. This was a quick little short to watch, and then we're going to talk about just a little bit of the offseason news. Just one piece that came out that was pretty big earlier today.
Yeah. Plus, I'm going to talk about G2 and that whole shit and why I think G2 is still going to run the LEC.
I asked pro players what their favorite anime is. Okay, just pause it here. Make sure the sounds up. This was what anime?
Oh, your favorite movie or TV?
Why does he look? They have K-pop. All their T1 players. Why does he look so cute?
Sigma, T1, not T1. When GenG's went over there, they K-popped Kanazawa.
They did. Oh yeah.
They picked the one Asian player.
I would say Whiplash.
最喜欢的影集奥斯
Whiplash.
I will go for Riot Games this here. Arcane.
That's a cop out. Fuck that. Ain't nobody watching Arcane.
Trolling. He wanted to say porn. This motherfucker's trolling.
He wanted to say black.
To like Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is your favorite TV show?
Yep.
Oh hell no! Watch him.
What?
Okay.
What is Levi's retiring? He's gonna be watching the chicken stand at his new job.
就平时玩游戏比较多，然后看动漫。
就是近期看的比较多的是那个。
Xiaohu, stop rapping. What the fuck did you say?
It's the Hong Kong movie. He watched this whole Hong Kong movie. Okay, that.
Xiaohu's over here spit. Xiaohu can rap as good as Eminem. Look at this man spit them bars.
You're in China. How you watch the Hong Kong movies? You're in China.
Hong Kong is a part of China.
Yeah, okay.
香港的那个九龙城寨。
영화도 제가 엄청 길게 보는 건 아니지만 가장 기억에 남는 건 비긴 어게인 最喜欢的话 저는 그거 救赎吧
Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah.
Who the
Canyons is what? The Greatest Showman?
How old is they said Ben's like 24. How old is Ben?
Isn't he like 27? I think he's old.
Nah, he's like when did he start playing League?
I forgot, honestly.
They say he's like 18. No, not 18.
No way that man's 18. He'll look like a grown ass man.
They say he's like 22, 23.
Ben, League of Ben. Jeez. League of Legends player. Ben, League of Legends. How old is that guy? He was born September 28, 2003.
21?
No way, that big ass man is 21. He is 21. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
When did he start playing?
Let me go back and see. His first competitive team, he was in. He's been playing for a long time, but his first actual competitive team was in 2020.
Yeah.
He was on Suning. He made the World Finals. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. He got a pentakill then. Yep.
Suning.
Yep.
Okay.
Suning, which is now Weibo.
September 28th, 2003. That's right. He started playing when he was about 16.
Man, good God. All right. Now let's go over LPL. And I want to make sure I should have obviously followed it. I got to make sure I follow this account when it comes to like LPL news because they dropped that Ruler is going to be leaving JDG. And that shouldn't surprise anybody. After the year that JDG had in 2024, nobody would be surprised that he wants to go back to Korea. The question is, does he go back to GenG?
Oh my God, there's I have to go back to Sheep Esports. They got so.
Give me one sec. Heck. Yeah. Sheep Esports had it. I wanted to follow that other Korean, that one other LPL account because that one, I think I do it. It has the
Okay.
It'll be the consistent one for the off season, but
I'm not gonna lie. The team looks so naked.
Official Ruler and JDG are parting ways as announced by the organization. You could tell he was leaving. There's no way he stays on another year for some bullshit from JDG with Yagao. There's no way.
Does he come back to the LCK or does he?
He probably is. Yeah. Because unless he's joining some like top tier fucking LPL team again, I just don't know.
Nah, I'm about to say he can go top esports. Nah, he never played Jack Love. I'm not saying who. Who's the ADC for Weibo again? I just had it. Fuck. Light. He never plays a light. Fuck. LNG.
LNG has Gala.
He can replace Gala.
Can make the argument.
But then again, LG needs a lot more replacement than just Gala. That
Colin needs to be unemployed.
Yeah, that's
straight up just unemployed. No more. We've seen enough. No more Hong at World, please. I can't take it anymore. I can't. Oh God.
As of now, I'm talking about the LCS real quick. Yes. As of now, the only player that's re-signed is River. He's the only one confirmed so far. Cloud9, they got Loki.
Cloud9's roster is Thanatos, Blabber, Loki, Zen, and Vulcan.
I don't know why they keep Vulcan, but okay.
Sounds like fourth.
Out of 6. Shopify Rebellion. They got Fudge, and then they got Contracts over Tobio. Okay. The mid and bot lane, we don't know what's that
Share the screen.
Oh yeah, let me.
You son of a bitch. Let me ask Tiny, is she ready? Or is she gonna put me on? Is she gonna leave me on red? Is she gonna stand me up?
Tell Tiny what up.
She better not stand me up. Fucking hell. So this is the LCS roster we're looking at.
Yep.
So I know people said it's gonna. Keep in mind, everyone, it's not gonna be technically 6 teams. You have the promotion team coming in and the LLA team. So though there will be 8 teams. I don't know which rosters they're gonna have, but all right. So let's go. So Shopify Rebellion's roster is gonna be Fudge, Contracts, Niski, and I don't know. They might keep B-Boy, and I forgot the support they're gonna get. I'm pretty sure they're replacing Zazel. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We know Cloud9's roster. We
know Blabber, Loki, Zed, and Vulcan.
We know Licorice benched from Dignitas. We know that.
Yep. We don't know.
We know.
Dignitas,
Dignitas,
the only 2 we know so far. Licorice is not back, and Zed is on Cloud9. We don't know where. We don't know anything else after that.
Speaker looked so boosted when he was playing on Dignitas the last game.
Yeah. I'm not like Dignitas as a team was boosted. FlyQuest, we don't know if they make changes.
They're probably running back the roster, if we're being honest. Yeah. I'd imagine they just run it all back as 5.
Team Liquid, the one rumor I've heard is Upty's gone. That's the
possible.
One rumor.
Possible.
That's the one. It's been, 2 years? No,
it's been 1 year. Yeah, it's only been here a year.
Oh, yeah, 1 year because PO6 was last year. Yep. The rumor I heard is either Upty or APA are gone. APA
being gone wouldn't surprise me. He's been there for what, a year and a half?
Yeah, year and a half.
Jan's been there a full 2 years.
Yep.
Given Impact's domestic success, I doubt they get rid of him.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I think if you want to upgrade on Team Liquid, you look at upgrading mid and jungle, but then again, it's like, are they? Because remember, I told you about the whole money they're going to be making now.
Yeah.
Do you kind of mid-max with this roster, or do you kind of mid-max with getting a potentially smaller upgrade but paying that person the same? That's their only options here, because like these teams aren't going to be getting that much money from Riot, and we know those sponsorship money is drying up in esports. We know that for sure. So
yeah,
I don't know what 100 Thieves is going to do. 100 Thieves keeping River is a decent start, I guess.
River makes sense.
Quad might go back home.
Beat Quid
might go back, but I don't see him joining any top tier LCK team after his Worlds performance.
I think he'll go back to the Challenger League.
You think so? Yeah, because there's no way you see that guy perform at Worlds and you're like, man, I gotta have this guy on my starting roster. There's no way.
To me, I remember I was talking to Sean about it. I was like, dude, I was more pissed at Quid than Sniper. Sniper has upside. Quid, I think he peaked.
Quid just ran it down hard. He just didn't try.
He / Pato, me / Tobo, and Ayla. If I had to keep somebody out of those 3, I'd probably keep Tobo. But if I can find a better ADC, I get one.
Yeah, you can easily upgrade Ayla. The thing is,
I swear to God, if 100 Thieves keeps Ayla, I might be done as a 100 Thieves fan. I can't. This team is just what the fuck.
And I will say, because there are people out there, dude, that are like, how in the world could they? Guys, everyone's replaceable if we're looking at it in isolation form. That you can't tell me there's a challenger fucking support right now better than Ayla? There is no way. There's no way that's not real.
There's a lot better.
Why can't?
That's why I was surprised that they didn't pair Beach with Zazel. I was like, what the fuck? You think? I was like, God damn it. When I saw it was Beach Ayla, I was like,
Meanwhile, not Isles, the guy that FlyQuest had last year that they treated badly. Oh my god, that dude. Forgot his name. Fuck.
Tobo?
No, it was the support they had last year that they kept throwing out and bringing in over. Winsome. Yeah, I don't get why 100 Thieves just don't grab Winsome. He might be the ready, steadfast, plug and play player right there on the roster.
That's how I put the flag last year. I was like, I was rooting against him.
I think they keep Sniper. I think they keep River because remember they're extremely budget team, so they're not breaking the bank for anybody. We know Nate Shot ain't doing that.
Oh hell no.
So you have Sniper, River. They might go domestic mid, maybe. They probably keep Tomo.
Yeah. If I'm 100 Thieves, this is what I do. If you're not gonna keep Beach, you go Sniper, River. Mid is gonna be tough. I would go Tomo.
APA? What if they grab APA from Team Liquid?
Nah, I wouldn't grab it. I would go Tomo, Winsub. That's what I would do.
That would be a pretty decent bot lane.
I would go Tomo, Winsub, and there's a mid out there. There's a mid out there no one's talking about because he's not on none of these rosters. If I 100 C's, I try to go after Palafox.
You think there's upside to him after this year?
I think he's going to be more determined than ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't give up on him either.
I think him in
but I will say this: if he doesn't have a roster, it's because he had no good games in 2024. That was abysmal. Do I think he can bounce back? I think he can bounce back. I truly think he can.
Palafox is a very smart player. He also needs to be on a team that's dedicated as well. That's why that 2023 NRG team was dedicated. That's why when they replaced that's why when they replaced Ignar with Huhi, and they got worse.
Yeah.
And Palafox was still playing his ass off, him in contract. But like Palafox is someone you figure out easy, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And contracts is playing his fucking heart out, but Doklo was just so goddamn sick. And he was just getting gapped. Like Doklo was getting gapped by fucking Sniper. That's what
Doklo was getting gapped all year. What are you talking about?
No, but okay. There's certain teams, there's certain matchups, certain players. Like if Doklo loses to Impact or Fudge or Sanatos or that, you're like, or even Whippo, you're like, okay. But it's when you're losing to a Sniper, you're losing to a fake guy.
That man looked worse than fake god. I mean, hey, I guess 100 Thieves go. If 100 Thieves picks a fake god, just burn your whole slot.
Oh my god.
There's no way he has a team. There's absolutely no way fake god. I can't take looking at that guy is so trash.
Wait, think about it. Doklo was getting got by Licorice. I was like, oh my god. That's what I knew Doklo was one of the weak leagues. And then I saw FBI was good, but who he never got any better. I was like,
someone said 100 Thieves reunite with FBI again. No, that's
nah. Honestly, if I'm 100 C's, this is my team. Like, Cloud9 got their team. If I'm 100 C's, I go Sniper, River, Palafox, Telmo, Wetsup. This is the team I'm hoping for. Cloud9 got their team. I'm not even going to talk about Nick Tyler. I don't know. I don't know where to start with them.
And realistically, let's be honest, they're going to finish like 7.
Yeah, out of 16.
It's Dignitas. There's not much there, man.
to me, I was like, who do you keep at? Oh, Licorice is not coming back. That's definitely not coming back. He's gone. Out of those 3 players that they still have, Speaker, Jess, and the Isles, who do you keep? None of them have good upside. Jess is washed. Speaker's even more washed, and he played less years to Jess.
And Isles doesn't count as a support player, so.
Like, who do you keep out of those 3 players?
Honestly, what they could do is if they want to go full budget and make money off the stipends, dude, just grab a full roster of rookies. Do that.
I would just buy the most expensive.
They're not breaking open the bank. The fact that they broke the bank open for these final 2 years of the LCS and failed this miserably goes to show you that even when they break open the bank, they can't do anything.
If I'm Dignitas, I'm trying to buy the third best LLA or CBLO team, or buy a challenger team.
Something. Yeah.
At this point, I can't see myself like bringing back any of these players. Zed's already gone. I think you're not bringing.
Zen was like one split of this, and I just couldn't do it. Remember how in that one promotional video for Dick, he was like, "It's we win or it's nothing." Yeah. He was right. Either we win or we act the fuck out.
You could tell he was done. Licorice is just. I think Licorice spent too much time away. Speaking to Jensen, I think Jensen has the word juice. I think Jensen's done. I think Jensen needs to retire at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Isle. FlyQuest, just keep the same team. There's nobody you should replace. If I'm Shopify, okay. Shopify, to me, they need to be one of the last teams. Okay, if 100 Seeds doesn't pick up Power 5, I think Shopify needs to pick up Power 5. I think Contracts Power 5, that combination is disgusting when they work. Bot lane, I don't know. Just at this point, because what did Shopify get? Niski, you said?
Yeah, they get Niski. Yep.
Okay,
yep.
never mind. All right. No, that's me. Okay, Power 5 needs to go through 100 Seeds. My opinion. Okay, they're getting Niski. I don't know what Shopify does at a bot lane. In my opinion, I really don't know.
It's not going to matter if they have Zazel again. Maybe if Zazel's there just as your shot caller, it's like
Zazel's not bad. It's B-Boy was just
B-Boy and Zazel just didn't work as a fucking
pilot. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. How the fuck did Insanity actually ever like stay this long as a mid laner? Like APA has upside. Insanity doesn't have any upside. He just
at least Palfox, and if Palfox is on, he has some sort of upside. Insanity is just like he had those random decent games on TSM when he looked better than Ruby. Remember that guy Ruby that they grabbed over from Heretics that failed? They were like, oh, he's actually pretty good. No, Insanity's not good, guys. They would never have put that guy over Bjergsen when they were playing. Never.
What the fuck was he playing mid at one point? Garen mid? Darius?
He played Garen, Darius, Graves. He played Graves mid at a single point.
I've actually seen a lot of Graves mid, surprisingly. Don't at me. I see Graves flexed in 4 different roles. I see Graves top, Graves jungle, Graves mid, and Graves ADC. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is why I don't play solo queue anymore. Too many motherfuckers just be pulling out some bullshit. Like,
Berserker is a free agent. People said Berserker might go to Fnatic. That's pretty interesting.
We could. I'd rather have Berserker over Upset. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Please, Fnatic. If you're gonna choose between Upset and Berserker, please get my man Berserker on a team. Get my bro on a team. Please.
If you want to give Berserker a support, don't give him Mickey X. Give him Ignar. Because the only 2 supports he's played with are Vulcan and.
Zed. Do you want Ole? Remember Ole, who was on Immortals? Do you want him as a support over Ayla?
100 Z's?
Yeah,
he could work.
I think he could work on a team like that.
I would prefer Winslow, but Ole was the best part about Immortals, and Immortals had nothing.
That's saying something. Yeah.
This wasn't the same team that like there's like, oh, we got our bow. He's going to be one of our better players. Or I was like, he's going to be the leader of like our bow.
I remember Immortals imported Castle and Mask. Those look like the most underwhelming imports I have ever seen.
Where did they import it from? Korea?
Mask was a Korean import that was on Unicorns of Love. I remember that.
God damn.
And yeah, he was a Korean import from Unicorns of Love. I forgot his previous team. I don't know where the fuck Castle came from. Legit out of thin air.
What the fuck?
Just like that's what I'm talking about. Just wasting import slots. Literally just wasting it. Straight up waste, man.
If I'm
you're gonna use an import slot, can you at least use it effectively?
Yep. And if I'm Team Liquid, what up, Michael?
What's up, Michael? Needed James and Chas. No, they're black.
If I'm Team Liquid, I just get rid of Upti. I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing much else you need to do.
I mean, he himself. It really just depends on what they want out of their jungler. Like, what do they want out of Upti?
Yeah.
I don't feel like he had. It's not like he had any upsides to begin with. I don't know what specifically he provides for their team for the reason that they keep him. He's literally just a discount version of Piosic.
Yeah.
It's literally all he is. So, what is his upside, if we're being honest here? He's bad mechanically. He's pretty bad macro-wise. He's not exactly good at knowing where to position on the map. You know, I'll just get somebody new, honestly. They should have just went for contracts. I think contracts should have been the player that they should have went for if he was available in the offseason.
Ooh.
Team Liquid. Yeah. But
yeah.
they have him. So it's fine, I guess.
I think also contract was already going to Shopify by the time Team Liquid.
Oh, he probably got a fat. He probably got a.
Yeah.
Most of the people going to probably got some big money, for being honest here.
Oh yeah.
The difference. Cloud9's gonna have an assistant coach this year. They're gonna have a Nero, which is like that's another L. I don't know I don't know anything about that guy Loki, so I can't say anything about him. I genuinely thought they were gonna get rid of Blabber after how bad he played. It doesn't matter at this point. He could run it down an entire split. It doesn't matter. They don't care.
This is what I think happened. This is what I think happened.
Blabber got on his hands and knees and begged.
No. I think if Berserker didn't want to leave, because you remember LS said they were getting rid of Blabber and Vulcan. You remember that shit, right?
Yeah, they probably were. Those probably early talks of them doing it.
I think that was the original play. And it was going to keep JoJo and Berserker for one more year. But if Berserker said he no longer wanted to be here, you can't get rid of You can't at one point get rid of Blabber and Vulcan while Berserker's leaving, and then you let JoJo go. It's like
yeah. It's too many like bigger carry players gone from your team.
But that's also 4 pieces. You get rid of 4 pieces, and then you keep Santos like, oh, what if Santos like, oh guys, why does everyone leave it? And then he decides to leave too. Now you gotta replace the whole team.
Yeah.
Plus now your backup top laner Fudge is like, oh, I got a new offer. I'm gonna take this and leave. Now it's like, I think the league I think Blabber and Vulcan were supposed to be the ones off, but that whole JoJo thing makes no fucking sense.
Because I think people are going to be like, well, he's going to be a top 3 player in the LEC. I don't doubt that. The LEC mid lane pool is pretty weak, but it's not about gameplay with him. It's more like if he had a horrible work ethic here with Cloud9, I doubt they're going to allow that shit to play over there. I don't know if they even vetted that guy. Did Mad Lions even vet Cloud9? Be like, hey, why are you getting rid of this guy? They did not. They wanted to get rid of fresh. They wanted to get rid of fresh ass so bad. They'll take a guy who literally was proven by a lot of credible outlets. He's got some pretty shitty work ethic.
Yep.
Fucking hell. And like a lot of EG's former coaching staff, because that should be so credible, right? EG's former coaching staff. Well, like JoJo's not like that. It's like you guys weren't with him in 2020. First of all, he was hungry to come into the league and prove himself. So of course he's going to listen to you. And second of all, just because he was with you one way does not mean he was acting in another place better, differently.
Oh yeah.
Where does that even come from? I'm not discounting you had experiences with him, but there's no way you'll straight up tell me straight to my face that you know how he was acting like in Cloud9. I'm sorry, Cloud9 has standards for their players, and EG just let their fucking monkey CEO just run the whole shit in the round. Fuck off. All of them were content with fucking Nicole just screwing over everybody because they were getting to play in the LCS.
I'm not gonna lie, freaking EG has so many issues. Like,
yeah, but yeah, we gotta head out of here in a little bit. Do you got anything planned coming up? You want to let the audience know about?
More videos. I'm finally better. I'm not like sick anymore. Thank God. I'm still exhausted. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a while for your recovery, your actual strength.
but like now I got Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. I got more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming out than Pokemon. It's like why everyone hates this format. I think Yu-Gi-Oh just sucks right now. I think it's one of those things. It's what you make.
It sucks for a while.
Yeah, but I think it's what you make of it. I think if you look at the game, you're like, oh, okay, I just want to play whatever deck and be good at that one deck. And that this will be a little spoiler, same thing, or not spoiler, but a little tease. Just play whatever deck, and because I still got to do the deck profile, and now I got two deck profiles, two different deck profiles to make about the deck I played through online tournaments. The main thing was like decks. If your deck has a play style that is good enough into this format, just play it. Because honestly, if Sky Striker is able to get second out of YCS, you can literally just play anything as like. But and my big advice to you: don't spend any money on these expensive ass hand tracks. They're not worth it.
Tins. There's the tins that come out. People are blowing their money on. I'll say we'll be going over all of that in a little bit. I got some Yu-Gi-Oh content. I want to bring back.
Don't buy product. Don't buy product. Don't ever buy product again. Don't buy. Just buy singles. It's always been buy singles, but that is literally. I wouldn't even buy a product from my own locals. At this point, it's absolute. You give somebody a 400 set. A 400 card set, and it's like, and then only like 30 good cards out of all those cards. Fuck that, nah, bro. At this point, you gotta make a business decision and realize, you know what, instead of spending $200 on a case of 10, I would just go buy this card I want for like $50. If I place at $50, go for it. Like, just do that. It'll save you in the long run. And you'll have less bulk. Because at this point, even this bulk is trash. I mean, bulk's always been not good, but now oh my god,
maybe vendors just fucking, they charge less on that.
They can't move it because no one was bulk. It's like
wasn't it like 1,000 cards for like $1 or something back in the day? I forgot.
It was 10 to 100. It was 10 cards for a penny. That's mean it'll be 100 cards for $1. That's mean now if you have 1,000 cards, that's $10. If you have over 20,000 cards, you only get like 200, and it's not it. Yeah, it's much worse now. The rate's much worse. It's like five cards for a penny or so bullshit like that. It's much worse. Yeah, just buy singles. It's not even.
Simon says it was that old thing Simon used to say. Just buy singles. That's it.
Yep.
Just do it, man. Even that guy used to be a big Yu-Gi-Oh content creator on several other topics. Now his channel is just fucking the progression series. You know he
progression series and Masochist, because there's no point about play. The Yu-Gi-Oh format's just like, and I gotta say, and this might be a hot take. Edison's format is kind of trash now because it's not progressing anywhere. It's just now people say, oh, this deck should have been the one that won Edison in 2010. No one had internet back then like that. I mean, people had internet, but people didn't have the resources they did. It's like Edison format's kind of dying out. I'm sorry. Can we get another time with the format that gets popular? Ghost's been dead for about 3 years. I'm sorry. Ghost's been dead since like 2020.
It was big there for a little bit, but those formats just get repetitive. That's why I never found the appeal in playing past formats unless they were diverse enough, because they just get stale after a while because there's a capped limit to what you can also do with those decks.
This is what you gotta do. You go on the Go format website and you just play different decks, and that's how you keep it. You keep yourself energized. If you keep playing the same deck, it gets boring because the play styles were much simpler, but they're much boring. The Yu-Gi-Oh now is better because it's more interactive. The issue is sometimes you don't even play the fucking. I mean, you didn't play the game back then too because of fucking floodgates. Like if a motherfucker flipped over skill drain and Yeah, Skill Drain, you're fucked. Or Royal Decree, you're fucked. Motherfucker will flip over Jizza or summon Jizza, you're fucked. Or, but like, you know, the time I see motherfuckers just flip over Imperial Order and then just you go Imperial Order and then you just have Spell Canceller. No, not Spell Canceller. You go Imperial Order and then your opponent will have Jizza with Amplifier. Now your opponent that can't use traps or spells. And then you got monster. It's like I see the Jizzo build where they had Jizzo with Amplifier flipped up with Imperial Order and Skill Drain. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of those things where I'm starting to look at it, I was like, was Yu-Gi-Oh ever fun, or were we just looking at it through nostalgia glasses? Because I'm like, and or the real question is, or was
maybe
Yu-Gi-Oh
the evolving Yu-Gi-Oh formats of power creep made it unfun. I think the evolving power creep made it unfun for people.
Yeah.
Not for me. I'm fine with that. I understand games formats of fundamentally have to evolve over time, but I think the way that it's been progressing as fast as it did turned people off. There wasn't lack of time to adjust to it. It's like 1 year, this deck is really strong at being powerful at doing this, and well, 3 months after that, this other powerful deck is really good at doing this. And it's fast, and it's just no time to adjust to it. Honestly, it's constantly changing.
Another question is what was it? Oh, fuck, I say. Did you need to do anime? Because I'm not gonna lie, like, and I think what it is now is like we have to really look at it as like, why do we still play Yu-Gi-Oh? There's a fun factor
which we'll talk about later on.
Yeah,
I have to get to this other thing. So I just want to let you guys know, since the season is almost over and we are going to be getting a whole lot of 2024 League of Legends offseason news, the scheduled days for Sunday and Thursday is for when the season is going. Like when the year first starts, those days are set to have us watch the games and talk about them on those days, separated enough so we can digest the games and watch them and give you guys proper analysis. But when you have a time period like Worlds come around, when Worlds is almost over, all you have to rely on is just like the off season. So after Worlds Finals on Saturday, we'll have that episode, and then at that point we'll be like at the midway point of this season. Then we just have the off-season episodes for how long that runs, and then we just take a break until 2025 for the show. I mean, even before we do that, we have like, I would say when 2025 starts, we do like the power rankings, because after that, you basically have Worlds Finals, talk about that, we recap Worlds, then you have the various off-season episodes that are going to be coming up, and after that, maybe like, yeah, that'll be it when everything's all said and done. And then when 2025 starts, after the break, we just do like the power rankings. And then when the season starts, we just go from there. That's kind of how it is. That's kind of how the year usually wraps up. But I do enjoy doing the show, you guys being on this journey with us through like season 1 all the way up to this point. Woo! We sure have been through a journey here on the show. So just want to say we should be back here with another episode of this show Saturday night around the same time. Okay. Most of the episodes you get after Saturday are just going to be like play it by ear to see like, is there enough info to talk about here? Is there enough info to talk about here to have the rest of the episodes for the rest of the year before the break? So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and I'm signing out, guys. See you guys later. Deuces. Peace. Goodbye.